"I'm gonna be the best. I'm gonna break all the records." Those were the words of a young Alexander Ovechkin, long before he became an NHL superstar. Sounds like a kid with big dreams, right? Well, Ovi wasn't kidding around. In this video, we're gonna show you how that confident kid from Moscow turned those bold words into reality. We'll take you through Ovechkin's journey, from his early hockey days to his current chase for Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record. Get ready for some mind-blowing stats, incredible highlights, and maybe a few surprises along the way. At just 16 years old, Alexander Ovechkin did something extraordinary. He scored 56 goals in a single season for Dynamo Moscow's junior team, shattering Pavel Bure's youth league record. This wasn't just a glimpse of potential, it was a statement of intent from a young man destined for greatness. But let's rewind a bit. Ovechkin's journey to hockey stardom began in the tough neighborhoods on the outskirts of Moscow. Growing up in post-Soviet Russia wasn't easy. Crime and violence were common, making hockey more than just a sport for young Ovi. It was his escape, his safe haven. Ovechkin came from an athletic family, which certainly helped nurture his talents, but it was his unwavering dedication that set him apart. Every day, rain or shine, Ovechkin would hit the ice. Morning sessions, evening sessions, you name it, he was there. As he put it, this intense training schedule left little time for distractions, allowing him to fully immerse himself in the sport he loved. Ovechkin's dedication paid off when he caught the eye of Dynamo Moscow, one of Russia's premier hockey clubs. At just 16, he made the leap to professional hockey, a testament to his exceptional skill and work ethic. The Russian hockey system, particularly Dynamo Moscow, was known for producing top talent, and Ovechkin was quickly becoming the crown jewel of this system. As Ovechkin continued to dominate at the junior level, breaking records left and right, the hockey world started to take notice. NHL scouts were drooling over the prospect of this Russian phenom joining their ranks. The anticipation built as the 2004 NHL draft approached. Would Ovechkin be the next Russian superstar to take the NHL by storm? The answer came on draft day when the Washington Capitals, holding the first overall pick, didn't hesitate. They selected Alexander Ovechkin, making him the face of their franchise. The Russian rocket was ready for launch in the world's top hockey league. But here's where things took an unexpected turn. Just when Ovechkin was poised to make his NHL debut, the 2004-2005 lockout threw a wrench in the works. The entire NHL season was canceled, forcing Ovi to remain in Russia for another year. While this delay might have frustrated some players, Ovechkin used it as an opportunity. He spent that extra season with Dynamo Moscow, further honing his skills and dominating the Russian league. Little did the NHL know, this extra year of seasoning would only make Ovechkin more dangerous when he finally arrived on North American ice. Remember that old saying about first impressions? Well, Ovechkin's first NHL game wasn't just impressive, it was historic. 2 goals later and the league was put on notice. But that was just the beginning of a rookie season that would rewrite the record books. After a year-long delay due to the NHL lockout, the anticipation for Ovechkin's debut had reached a fever pitch. Fans, analysts, and even fellow players were eager to see if the Russian phenom could live up to the hype. The pressure was immense, but Ovechkin seemed unfazed. He wasn't just entering a new league. He was adapting to a new country, a new style of play, and the weight of being the face of a struggling franchise. From the moment Ovechkin stepped onto the ice, it was clear that he was something special. His aggressive playing style and physicality set him apart, proving that he could handle the North American game. But it was his scoring ability that truly left jaws on the floor. Ovechkin's shot was unlike anything the league had seen before. As Dallas Stars goaltender Ben Bishop would later remark, when other guys shoot it, it goes in somewhat of a straight line. His is dipping, diving, rising, sinking, it just comes at you. It's not like any other shot. This unique shot, combined with Ovechkin's relentless pursuit of the puck, led to some truly jaw-dropping moments, none more so than on January 16, 2006, in a game against the Phoenix Coyotes. Ovechkin pulled off what would become known simply as the goal, a play so incredible it defied belief. Sliding on his back, stick over his head, Ovechkin somehow managed to find the back of the net. It was a goal that would be replayed countless times and cemented Ovechkin's status as a human highlight reel. But Ovechkin's impact went far beyond a single play. His rookie season stats were nothing short of phenomenal. He fired an astounding 425 shots on goal, setting an NHL record and posting the 4th highest total in NHL history. Many of these shots came from his signature spot on the left circle during power plays, an area that would soon become known as Ovechkin's office. Ovechkin's goal-scoring prowess put him in elite company. He became the first player since Mario Lemieux to score 50 goals in his rookie season. His point total for the year was the second highest in Washington Capitals history. These weren't just good numbers for a rookie, they were exceptional numbers for any player. The impact of Ovechkin's arrival was felt beyond the stat sheet. He injected new life into a struggling Capitals franchise, reigniting fan passion and bringing excitement back to the rink. His energetic style of play and charismatic personality made him an instant fan favorite, not just in Washington, but across the league. As the season drew to a close, the hockey world held its breath. Would Ovechkin's incredible performances be enough to earn him the Calder Trophy as the NHL's Rookie of the Year? The competition was fierce, but in the end, there was no doubt. Ovechkin claimed the trophy. It was a fitting end to a rookie season for the ages. But for Alexander Ovechkin, this was just the beginning. The Great Eight had arrived, and he was ready to leave his mark on the NHL. Little did anyone know, the best was yet to come. Ovechkin's rookie season was just the appetizer. The main course? A feast of goals, hits, and hardware that would make even the greatest players in NHL history raise an eyebrow. But one achievement in particular stands out as the crown jewel of Ovi's early career. Can you guys guess what it is? In 2008, Alexander Ovechkin did something no player in NHL history had ever done before. He became the first to win 4 major NHL awards in a single season. The Art Ross Trophy for most points, the Maurice Richard Trophy for most goals, the Hart Memorial Trophy for Most Valuable Player, and the Lester B. Pearson Award for Most Outstanding Player as voted by his fellow players. It was a clean sweep that left the hockey world in awe. This unprecedented achievement marked Ovechkin's ascension to the top of the hockey world. He wasn't just a star anymore, he was the star, the face of the Washington Capitals and one of the most recognizable figures in the sport. His 2007-08 season was nothing short of spectacular, as he lit the lamp 65 times and racked up 112 points. It was the first time a left winger had led the NHL in points since Bobby Hull way back in 1965-66. But Ovechkin's reign was just beginning. Over the next few years, he'd continue to dominate the league with his unique blend of skill, power, and flair. His shot, a vicious slap shot that seemed to defy the laws of physics, became the stuff of legend. Goalies across the league learned to fear Ovechkin's office, that left circle where he'd camp out during power plays, waiting to unleash his devastating one-timer. The records and accolades kept piling up. Ovechkin would go on to win the Rocket Richard Trophy a mind-boggling 9 times, cementing his status as one of the greatest goal scorers in NHL history. His physical play combined with his scoring touch made him a nightmare for opposing defensemen. He wasn't just beating teams, he was demoralizing them. Yet, for all his individual success, team glory remained frustratingly out of reach. The Capitals became perennial contenders, regularly finishing at or near the top of their division. But come playoff time, they'd falter. In 2008, despite Ovechkin's 9 points in 7 games, Washington was bounced in the first round by the Philadelphia Flyers. It was a pattern that would repeat itself, leading to questions about Ovechkin's ability to lead his team to the promised land. Still, Ovechkin's love for the game never wavered. His enthusiasm and sense of humor became almost as legendary as his on-ice exploits. He'd celebrate goals with unbridled joy, leaping into the glass or hot-sticking it down the ice. His infectious personality made him a fan favorite across the league, even as he tormented opposing teams. As the seasons rolled by, Ovechkin's goal-scoring pace remained remarkably consistent. He averaged .6 goals per game, a clip that put him on track to challenge Wayne Gretzky's seemingly unbreakable record of 894 career goals. The Great Eight was writing his name in the history books with every blistering shot. But even as the individual accolades piled up, there was still one thing missing from Ovechkin's resume. One achievement that continued to elude the Russian superstar. The ultimate team goal. The one thing that could silence his critics and cement his legacy as one of the all-time greats. The Stanley Cup. As Ovechkin entered his 30s, the question loomed larger than ever. Could he lead his team to hockey's ultimate prize? 4 years, the Stanley Cup seemed to taunt Alexander Ovechkin, always just out of reach. But in 2018, at age 32, Ovi faced a moment that would define his legacy. Would this be the year he finally silenced his critics? Or just another chapter in a story of playoff disappointment? The road to Lord Stanley's Cup had been a long and frustrating one for Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals. Year after year, they'd enter the playoffs as favorites only to fall short when it mattered most. Early exits and heartbreaking Game 7 losses became an all-too-familiar story for Caps fans. As Ovechkin's career progressed, whispers began to circulate. Could the Great Eight really be considered one of the all-time greats without a championship to his name? As the 2018 playoffs approached, there was a sense that time might be running out. At 32, Ovechkin wasn't getting any younger, and the window for a championship seemed to be closing. But something was different this time around. There was a fire in Ovi's eyes, a determination that seemed to radiate through the entire team. From the moment the puck dropped in Game 1 of the first round, it was clear that this wasn't the same old Capitals. Ovechkin's leadership was on full display, both on and off the ice. He maintained a high level of intensity throughout the grueling playoff run, inspiring his teammates with his relentless pursuit of the puck and willingness to do whatever it took to win. Even blocking shots became part of Ovi's repertoire, a clear sign that he was all in on the chase for the cup. As the Capitals battled their way through each round, Ovechkin's impact grew. His scoring touch remained as sharp as ever, but it was his overall play that truly stood out. He backchecked, he forechecked, he threw bone-crushing hits. This was Ovechkin at his most complete, a player determined to will his team to victory by any means necessary. The Stanley Cup final against the Las Vegas Golden Knights would prove to be the ultimate test. As the series wore on, Ovechkin's leadership truly shone through. He rallied the team, setting the tone with his intensity and focus. And then, finally, it happened. On June 7th, 2018, Alexander Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals hoisted the Stanley Cup. The look of pure joy on Ovi's face as he lifted the trophy said it all. 13 years of frustration, doubt, and near misses had culminated in this moment of triumph. But Ovechkin wasn't done yet. As if winning the cup wasn't enough, he was also awarded the Conn Smythe Trophy as playoff MVP, a fitting recognition of his incredible performance throughout the postseason. The celebration that followed was one for the ages. Ovechkin and his teammates took the cup on a tour of Washington, D.C., sharing their joy with the fans who had stuck by them through thick and thin. One particularly memorable moment saw Ovi and his teammates taking a dip in the fountains at the Georgetown waterfront, cup in tow. As Ovechkin later reflected, all the moments were something special. I can't say which moment was the best, but I think when we celebrated with the fans at the parade, that was probably something I'll never forget. With the monkey finally off his back, Ovechkin had silenced his critics and cemented his place among hockey's all-time greats. But for the Great Eight, this wasn't the end of the story. With his legacy secure, Ovechkin set his sights on an even loftier goal: hockey immortality. The chase for Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal record was on, and Ovi showed no signs of slowing down. As we wrap up this journey through Ovechkin's incredible career, one question remains. Can he catch the Great One? With over 850 goals under his belt, Ovi's closing in on Gretzky's record of 894. The hockey world watches with bated breath as he inches closer to immortality. But Ovechkin's impact goes beyond numbers. He transformed hockey in Washington, D.C., sparking a surge in youth participation. His charitable work, like Ovi's Crazy Eights program, has touched countless lives. Even Wayne Gretzky himself has voiced support for Ovi's pursuit of the record, recognizing its importance for the sport. As we look back on Ovechkin's career, one thing's clear. He's not just chasing history, he's making it. Whether he's breaking the records or not, the Great Eight has already carved out a place among hockey's greatest legends. Check out these other Beer League Hockey Guy vids, and please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on more quality hockey content.